Inputs, yet another update here that's coming in from the Supreme Court saying websites will have a section called Collegium resolutions, where henceforth decisions which are pertaining only to the transfers and elevations of judges are to be taken by the Collegium. That will be communicated. This is, of course, to ensure transparency in the existing Collegium system. This is along the lines of what the panel of judges had ensured, that if the Collegium system is to stay, there will have to be reforms put forth in the process to ensure transparency. Our correspondent Meenakshi Bhanja once again explaining the details of this in the step forward here, Meenakshi, as far as reforms in the existing Collegium system there is concerned. The Supreme Court website, in fact, is to have a Collegium resolution, and this is specifically related to decisions that are about transfers and elevations of judges as well, which are to be taken by the Collegium. They will be communicated on a website. The process, to an extent, will be made transparent through the use of this website. This is a major decision here that has been taking place as far as the promised reforms within the existing Collegium system here is concerned. Remember, there were several discussions, many heated arguments here that had taken place. A lot of it which was discussed in ongoing parliament sessions there as well, with the government essentially arguing that the Collegium system should be done away with and a more transparent system should be brought about. The Supreme Court, of course, had struck that down, saying that the Collegium system is to continue, but with reforms. This is the first decision in that direction here that has come in for a website to be built, which is going to put the process online as far as the decisions of transfers and elevations of judges is concerned. Meenakshi once again reconnected with us to get us further inputs here on this. Meenakshi, what more can you get us? This is once again a huge development on this front.
Well, Zahir, this is actually the first time ever that the judiciary, especially the 5 senior-most judges of the Supreme Court, have decided to open their doors to the Collegium meetings. Our viewers will recall that these meetings are conducted just between the 5 top senior-most judges of the Supreme Court, and today they have passed a resolution which Mirror now is in possession of. The contents of what was passed in the resolution is in possession of Mirror now, and essentially what they have arrived at is this, Seher, that thus far all these indoor, closed-door Collegium meetings and the details of these meetings that were not in the public domain, the decisions pertaining to the elevation of judges or the transfer of judges from various high courts to other high courts, and also the elevation process itself will now be published in the Supreme Court website, and this is huge. And this the resolution that Mirror now has also states the intention behind this move. One, the Supreme Court Collegium is looking to counter the criticisms that have arisen in the recent past pertaining to the lack of transparency in its functioning. And secondly, what they hope to do by way of this mechanism is to also ensure the confidentiality, which is of so much importance in these meetings, that is maintained. So this is a huge development. It is all, it's perhaps for the first time that the Supreme Court Collegium has opened its doors and is going to disclose information pertaining to the elevation and the transfer of the other members of the senior judiciary, and will the reasons why they arrived at this decision would also be put out in the public domain.
Meenakshi, that is the operative bit on this of what you've just mentioned. Not just names of those being transferred and elevated, but also justifying in giving reasons. So one would really not be taken aback in a manner of shock as far as this, of course, further intensifying as far as Justice Jayant Patel's case here is concerned in the recent past. It would be also giving out reasons here, and that considerably makes the process transparent, which has been taking place for so many years in our country, Meenakshi, for the past so many decades behind closed doors, is now going to be put up on a website. This is huge.
Absolutely, and perhaps this is for the first time, not perhaps, Seher, indeed it is for the first time the Collegium has taken this decision of opening its doors and allowing information out in the public domain. And the resolution of the 5 topmost judges of the Supreme Court, which Mirror now is in possession of, categorically states the intention and the purpose behind such a move. And they go on to say that we are looking to enhance transparency and also counter criticism, sometimes unfounded criticism, into the manner and the way they operate. And also, the most important significant part, they want to retain the confidentiality of this purpose. Our viewers will recall this is an ongoing debate, Seher, in India pertaining to whether the executive should even have a say in the appointments in the Collegium. And the Collegium, by way of the NJSC judgment from 2014, has categorically stated that the power of appointment of judges to senior judiciary is a right which has been guaranteed by the Constitution, which has to be retained by the Collegium itself.
Absolutely. However, it was a heated debate and an argument, of course, wherein which the Supreme Court had entirely turned down all the efforts by the executive to have the center play a role in this as well. And the Supreme Court, as assured, for the reforms to be set in, the first step in that direction. Meenakshi, please stay on with us. Getting in some quick reactions on this historic development within our judicial system here.